What's going on, guys? AJ Tucker with AJ Self Defense, and today I want to talk about self defense from a man's perspective. Excuse me. So, 85% of my clients are women. Whenever I do live seminars, and some of the wives, they will ask me, "Hey, my husband wants to try it out. My husband wants to go. Can he go to my class?" And I do let them go together, but then I always tell them that men are attacked differently than women. Now, here's the thing. This is from my experience, from my research and all that stuff. And I know the last 2 years, there's been a lot of new information coming out. You can't say him or her. You can look. I'm just giving you the stats from the way I see it, from my perspective, my point of view. Men are attacked differently than women in different scenarios. And what I tell a lot of people is that one of the things you have to watch out for as a man is your own pride. So if somebody pulls a gun and say, "Hey, give me your stuff," a lot of men were like, "You know what, here, take my stuff." But there is a lot of men out there who will not do it. They would just outright refuse, even if somebody has a gun up to their face. And that's the time to get up out of there. Now, in this scenario right here, it happened in Amarillo, Texas a few months ago. It happened in November of last year, where a man, he was going over to his ex-wife's house to pick up his 9-year-old son. And I guess the time he was to pick him up, it was at 3:15, and she said it was going to be another like 3 more hours before she got to him. And so I don't know the history or anything like that, but it was a scenario where they got into an argument. So I'm going to go over this. I'm going to go over the video, and let's see here. Okay, hold on. Let me back up a little bit. All right. So he's, asking, "Hey, where's my son? He's supposed to be here." And then I guess she's at her boyfriend's house, because the boyfriend comes out and he's like, "Hey, get the hell off my property." And here's the thing. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the story. So he comes out, he ends up shooting and killing the father, and he was able to get off scot-free pretty much because of self-defense. Now, for me personally, over the years, I would say it's been a long time. This is something that I've been thinking about for at least 2 decades, where there's people out there, they are ready to kill you, and they know how to do it, and they know how to do it legally. All they have to do is whip out a gun, antagonize you a little bit, and when you get antagonized, you come at that person, boom, he can pop you. All it takes is a couple of shots and you're gone. And I'm gonna break it down. I'm just gonna give my take about it. As far as a man, somebody pulls out a gun, you get up out of there. No matter how angry you are, no matter how messed up you think that situation is, you're like, "I'm going to pick up my son." You pulling a gun out on me. Now, here's the thing. He was very aggressive. He was yelling at the woman. But I'm gonna break down some things that I see in the video, to where I feel like, from their perspective, they didn't really feel like their life was in danger. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm just calling how I see it, giving you guys my opinion. And so he turns around. He walks in the house. That's the first thing right here. He walks in the house. Now, if I was in a situation, and let's say my wife was outside and she was, some man was arguing with her, and I went out there, I would not walk in the house and just leave her out there unless I felt like he wasn't going to do anything. All right. Unless I felt like this person is not really that violent. He's, the time I walk in the house, he's not really going to do anything. But I would get in front of the guy and tell my wife, "Get in the house now. Get in the house now." And she would get in the house. I would command her to go into the house. That's the first thing that I would do. I would not just walk in the house and leave my wife out there by herself with somebody who I think is life threatening. You see what I'm saying? So that's the first thing that stuck out to me. He immediately goes in the house and get his gun. And here's what I mean by, there's people out there that's waiting to kill you. I'm not saying that they, plan to kill this guy, but in the back of that man's head, he was probably like, "Look, if that fool comes up here one more time, hey, let him try me." You know what I'm saying? Like, you get that feeling like. So anyway, so the guy walks into the house, and here he is. He goes back up to his ex-wife, and they're talking. She does not look like she's worried. She has her phone in her hand. Looks like she's probably texting somebody to see where the son is, or she could even be calling the police. She's probably not even calling the police. Now, we flip to this part right here, where I think his name is Kyle. He goes in the house and he comes out and he has his shotgun, or he has his gun, firearm. And so when you pull a firearm on somebody, you keep the distance. All right. So I didn't wear this shirt on purpose, but this shirt right here, give me 6 feet. You want to be at least, I would say 12 to 15 feet away from somebody, and you already have the weapon drawn and you're giving that command, you're giving the warning. You do not engage with that person. You do not get up in their space. So here's the thing. This is hindsight 2020. It's easier said than done. It's easy for me to sit here and talk about it, but I'm just breaking down the video as I see it. So he goes up to him and he goes chest to chest with the guy. And he's looking very comfortable. He has a gun in his hand, but he's close enough to where the person can take the gun away from him. So again, he walks in the house, leaves his girlfriend out there. He's not worried. He's chest to chest with the guy with his firearm. He's not worried. And mistakenly, the dad, he doesn't have a gun and he's not worried. So in my opinion, that's very dumb. Do not just go chest to chest with somebody who has a gun. You're going to die. All right. That is not what you do. Somebody pulls a gun, you get up out of there. All right. Again, easier said than done. That's one of my fears. One of my fears, even though I know better, somebody pulls a gun on me and all of a sudden I get that anger. I don't know. Hopefully I would do the right thing and get out of there, but it happens to a lot of men. So let me keep on playing this right here, man. And so he's in his face, boom, and he does a warning shot at his feet. Hold on, let me go back. He does a warning shot at his feet, and I'm going to blow this part up right here. He does a warning, he shoots at his feet. He shoots at his feet. Excuse me, I'm spitting all over the camera. He shoots at his feet, and when I blow this up, he has a huge smile on his face, and he's looking him right in the eye, smiling at him, saying, please do something. He knows he's being recorded. He's, right, in my opinion, just in my opinion, he's begging him to do something so he can kill him. That's how I see things, right? And the thing is, he kills him. It's self-defense. He's at his house. We're in Texas. We have stand your ground laws and something like that. If you kill somebody on your property, you're pretty much going to get off, even if you antagonize them, even if you don't really think that person is a threat. So the thing is, if I'm standing across from somebody and they have a gun, pow, and they shoot at me, either I'm like, okay, that's a warning shot and I'm going to get back, or he's shooting and I'm like, wow, he shot at me. I have to close the distance and I have to get the gun out of this. I have to get this guy to the ground. I have to do something. When you shoot at somebody's feet, that is going to spark a reaction. Now, instead of this guy jumping back, he goes chest to chest with it again, which is a big mistake. He goes chest to chest with the guy. And the guy is smiling in his face. Well, here's the part again where he's, like he walks up to him. He's going face to face. The guy's smiling the whole time. Boom, shoots at him, smiling at him. He's relaxed. He doesn't care. And now the guy grabs the gun and he slings him away. The thing is, I don't know, it looked like he may have tried to take the gun from him. If he was really trying to take the gun from him, he probably wanted to let go. He grabbed him by the gun and slung him away. And right here, I can't really show this part, but I'm just going to freeze it right here. He knows how to handle a weapon. Look at that stance right there. And then unfortunately, boom, boom, he fires the shots. The guy goes down. He's on the ground. He's bleeding out. His wife is there and is recording it. So I'm going to read this out real quick. So this is what his lawyer said, Kyle's lawyer. He said, all Texans may lawfully brandish a firearm to protect themselves. Though Reed came unarmed, he announced his intents to kill Kyle, while Kyle's own gun and took immediate powerful action to do so, which was unsuccessful. So by grabbing the gun and slinging him away, and he didn't even follow up. He didn't even follow up to chase him. He was trying to kill him, right? Now, I saw another lawyer talking about this, and he was like, this is 100% self-defense because that guy is bigger and stronger than Kyle and da-da-da-da-da. Why does what does that have to do with it? Why does bigger and stronger have to do with it? He went in his house, instead of saying, hey girl, hey woman, get your ass in the house right now. This guy's out of control. He knew he wasn't doing nothing. He walked in, comes back out. Now, this is just my opinion. I could be absolutely wrong, right? And then he smiles in his face. He has a big, he's like this. He's smiling in his face, looking him in the eye, pow, shoots at his foot. And the guy goes up, and he's like, damn, I just got shot at. But he's out of control, too, because he's going forward instead of going back, grabs him, and slings him away. I don't know what he was thinking. He probably wasn't thinking. And once he grabbed him and slung him away, he was like, that's what I was waiting for. Pop, pop. And he was very comfortable. After he shot him, you know, if you check out this guy, he was very comfortable, basically saying, hey, I told you. And, you know, his wife was recording. She was like, you know, I'm going to show this video. And the guy was like, it doesn't matter. He was on my property. Hey, he grabbed me. Self-defense. That is basically how you kill a man. If you want to kill somebody, antagonize them, and then you shoot them. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are, wait a minute, this is the lawyer talking again. Oh, that's his lawyer. You know, he was a threat, this and that. He was unarmed. And I'm going to just break down some scenarios. My video is running a little long, but I'm going to keep going on this. A lot of people are comparing this to the Kyle Rittenhouse situation, which I don't agree in this case. I'm not comparing this to that. I feel like those are different scenarios, even though they have the same name. I am comparing this to the Joe McKnight situation. A lot of people don't talk about this. This happened in 2016, and when it went down, it had a huge impact on me because it's something that I thought about all the time. It was a road rage incident where a 54-year-old man shot running back Joe McKnight, who played on the Jets at the time. And the thing is, he engaged him in a road rage. This guy already had a history of road rage, and I think Joe McKnight got out of the car and he popped him from his car. Pop, pop. And the thing is, he kind of antagonized the situation, but when, you know, the bigger and stronger man ran up on him, he was able to pull out a gun. If somebody's bigger and stronger than you and you pull out a gun and shoot him and say, hey, it was self-defense, then most likely you're going to get off, right? But let's say we flip sides. Let's say we flip sides and this man was bigger and stronger, but he pulled out a gun, warned him, and he shot him. It probably would have went different, all right? So let's say, you know, somebody comes to my house. And this is the crazy part. Right? So let's say somebody comes to my house, that same scenario. Some guys are arguing with my wife. I go out there and I say, hey, you need to get off the property, this and that, this and that. I do not go in the house and get the gun. And the guy like runs up to me aggressively. I fear for my life. So, you know, I'm not a UFC fighter or pro fighter or anything, but for, you know, my background is in jiu-jitsu. I have a black belt in jiu-jitsu, a little bit of striking. I'm not a big guy. I'm average height. I'm about 5'10". I weigh 225 and I work out on a normal basis. And so that puts me at about the average range. But the thing is, in combat, a lot of people can take me down. But here's the thing. I can take out a lot of just normal people, right? I can take out a lot of normal people walking around. So let's say this guy runs up on me. I take him down. I ground and pound him. He goes unconscious. Or let's say I catch him you know, in some type of head and arm choke, he goes unconscious, he passes out, and then I keep him on the ground and wait until the police get here. Or let's say I take him down. Every scenario, I'm taking the guy, because that's what I'm going to do. Somebody runs up on me, I'm not going to sit here and slap box with you. I'm going to get you to the ground as quick as possible. And then let's say I dislocate his shoulder and he's out of the game. He could probably sue me, and I would most likely lose if I was to do that. But if I had a gun and he runs up on me, pow, and I pop him, and I say self-defense, I'm probably going to get off. And so that's some weird things that I've seen about the law. But I really wanted to hop on and just break this video down from my perspective, but also to put a warning out there to men, because a lot of men say, hey, can I take some self-defense? One of the number one things that's a big killer for men is their own pride. Like they go into that scenario even if they're outmanned, even if they're outgunned. And you have to watch it. You have to watch it. If somebody goes and pulls a gun and they start to antagonize you, instead of saying, hey man, stay back, and they're being earnest about it, that's different. But when they, you know, smile and they go chest to chest with you, pow, shoot at your feet, and they're antagonizing you, they're planning on killing you. They want to kill you, all right? And that's just my opinion. He might see this video and come and say, I know, I didn't want to kill the guy, or he might have to say that. But I have seen this so many times over the decades. And for me, it's one of my fears. So when I see stuff like this, I'm very sensitive to this. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe on the video, man. And like I said, he 100% got off for that scenario, okay? So, men, keep in mind, it's not about just learning moves. It's about just trying to avoid scenarios, avoid situations. You're on the road, somebody cut you off. Just chill out, man. Just chill out. I had a crackhead, man. Like, I didn't even cut this guy off. I kind of like got in front of him. I didn't even cut him off. I got in front of him. He got mad, and this guy rolls up to me, and it's 6 a.m, mind you, on a Saturday. He rolls up beside me. The dude is shirtless, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs. He's like, oh, cussing me out and stuff like that. Now, I could have easily engaged that person, right? I could have easily engaged him, right? But why? Why am I going to do that? I simply, did that, held my hands up. Now here's the thing. If the fool would have got out the car and ran up on me, and he didn't have a gun or he was unarmed or whatever, if he would have ran up on me, then I would have went into action. But he was just sitting there screaming and stuff like that. There was no need for me to engage, right? And so just guys, be careful. Women, if you're seeing this, like most of my followers are women on this. If you see this, hey, pass this off to your husband, man, and just give him that reminder. It might save a life. That's all I got for this one. I'll see you on the next one.